We're keeping our eye on the effects from the Colonial Pipeline hack, which the president says he'll discuss with Vladimir Putin. But in the meantime, Jim, gas demand on Monday in those mid-Atlantic states absolutely soared. And now the EPA is issuing some fuel waivers for those areas that are impacted to make it a little bit easier to get some reformulated gasoline.
Well, I know that you can obviously get the ships are coming around. My go-to guy is Rusty Brazil. He goes, looks like the market will avoid significant disruption. I think he's the best at guessing. As long as the pipe starts back up this weekend, there'll be service stations around the gas for a few days, but that will just be good fodder for local news. Not anything to worry about. Rusty's been right about every pipe outage in, I don't know, decades. So he's my go-to. It's going to be a workaround.
Yeah.
That's why prices aren't so bad. That's why Valero could be down so much. Aren't they supposed to be making a huge amount of money, David, refiners?
Yeah.
But they're not.
No.
Because it's not big enough. What are you pointing to? What have we got?
Carl, we got to get to Carl with the opening bell.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Well, guys, just the quick look at Brett there and the NYC and the NASDAQ. Obviously not a strong open, Jim. That said, the national average now, Gas Buddy says, 297 is the highest since 2018. And I guess the bigger story, Jim, is broadening out a supply crunch in Texas, obviously, during the winter. Now this. How do you sustain economic growth with these intermittent supply shocks, no matter what the commodity is? Well,
so far, almost everything. This market is made up of the stocks of a lot of strong companies. The New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ's got some real weakness. And a lot of companies have pricing power. Now, we may not want to pay it, but others will. And I think that when I look at Dow Chemical was downgraded today by Goldman, basically saying, listen, it's going too far. I can make that case. I can also say that some of the big technology companies have gone too far low, too low. I can make that case. But it's perilous to make it at this very moment. And I understand, Carl, there's not been demand destruction yet. And you can tell that because they're still building and selling houses. And houses are at the fulcrum. And they're still, David, selling used cars through sometimes new cars. And the demand is there because what Jay Powell, I think, knows that most people don't is that the pandemic caused a lot of this. And the pandemic is ending. And that's going to cause people to rethink moving to the country. I think that there's going to be a fundamental shift in what people have been doing. And they're going to come back to the office, and it's going to lower prices, not raise prices.
You may well be right. That is starting, although still slowly.
The closing trade.
Still slowly starting.
Good.
I mean, the return to the office, for example, is still not in force yet, but we expect in the next month.
Well, the CDC's given us no guidance, but there's a man named Dr. Gottlieb, and he comes on our network.
Yes, he does.
And he's a common sense man.
Yes.
And he will win. His logic will win. We'll come back, and Carl, the opening trade is better than the closing trade.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.